I think I'm live. Am I? I think I am. Hey. I don't know if anyone's gonna join, but fuck it. Let's see what this is. I don't know how to use this. I've never used this shit. So I'm gonna just let people hop on and then I'll go from there. Here, I should probably shoot it on my phone now. That people can see it. If you can see me, fuck it, say hi. I don't know how this works. I'm trying to figure this shit all out. I am not the most savvy person with this shit. So, excuse me. Orale ese Benny. So, boy. And then Hector, what's going on, dog? Uh, the first live. I don't know. What should we talk about? What should we do? Take my clothes off. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. That's just fucking woo. That'd be. They'd probably ban me and shit. They'd be like, get that fucking fat boy out of here. But let me try to figure this shit out. So far, I think it works. I mean, is anything off? Is this shit like not working? Can you hear the little bubbling noises the mic makes? Let me know. Cause I can't hear myself. That's not the way that works. Let me see. Let me see if I can add everybody on fucking on Instagram too. So, anyways, how's your day going? I know I said Benny's at work making 8,000 pieces of whatever the fucking metal thing he's doing. Hector Salazar, I know it's a dream come true. He's always like, dog, you need to hop on, you need to talk about some shit. And I'd be like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. But what I just did. Oh man. Real quick, let's see. Join me. Links in bio. All right. So, let's see. What's up with today? I didn't go to work today. Back's kind of fucked up, and it's fucking raining. And yesterday was a long ass day. You know what happens? I have a shitty ass schedule. Check this out. So I work Tuesday through Saturday. So Tuesday, what's up, Sinaloa? Saludos. What's up, everybody? So Tuesday, I wake up at 3:45. I get to work at 4:45. I don't get out till 2:30. So that's a long ass day, right? But then on Saturday, what fucks it up for me is that I don't go until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'll get out till like 11. So that's not as long a day. But the shift from waking up at 3:45 in the fucking morning to going to work at 2 in the afternoon, then having the weekend or my days off, and then bam, back to 3:45 in the morning, it kind of fucks me. Like it's rough, though. I ain't gonna lie. Like that shit, it gets to me. But honestly, it ain't bad, dog. Like I go in nice places. I end up staying up in like what is it, like up and down Azusa, shit like that. I pick up people that go to work. I always shit all the time. Yo, shout out to Sea Dog and the Cooper Show podcast. Hey, thanks for joining. I always see him. I had a question for you. Are you in TJ? Every time I see her, your things always pop up. It's like in the middle of the night, and it's like something like we're having a good time. People, I don't. Do you live out there? I don't know. I was wondering about that. But what I was saying about work, like I really hated daytime people because it's like when you drive the bus, it's people that go to work. It's people that fucking bitch that they gotta be here, that they gotta be there. But at night, I drive like such a maniac that when everybody hops on my bus, they're just happy. They're like, fuck it, this fool's gonna get us over there quick as fuck. You know what I mean? So then I took that to the day because I drive like a psycho. So in traffic, I'm fucking. So one of the guys called me Turbo. Uh, the guy goes, "Hey, it's too fast, too furious." The fools are funny on the bus, I swear. And they're like, "Hey, as soon as you're here, like I know we're gonna get there. It don't matter if there's traffic, if it's raining, it could be snow out there. We're gonna make it." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to get there too." So it's actually pretty nice. Everybody pays their shit. Everybody goes to sit down, and then bam, I'm flying down the street. I had this one lady was like, "Hey, what's your name?" You know me, like, I'm a personal, like, private person. So I said, "Why?" Like I'm not working, right? I said, "Why?" She goes, "I wanna put an accommodation for you." I said, "Oh, yeah, yeah. My name's James." It's like, "All right, I'm gonna write it down, and I'm gonna tell them that you're the best driver I've ever had." I said, "Oh, come on now." She's like, "No, I swear, I've never been late. Anytime that you're driving, I'm never late." I said, "Oh, well, that is true. I'll be flying." Let me see. We get to the comments. I was living in Tijuana. Yeah, yeah. I got a cousin. My cousins. I got an uncle out there, Torres del Lago. I love TJ. I wish I could go back recently, but it's just everything's different. You know what I mean? People change, families going on, shit like that. I said, Benny, I'm an early morning person. Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it. Sometimes I'll be writing some shit and I'll make a joke or whatever, and I'm thinking like Javier's gonna get to it later. And there's S. Benny, like, bam, fucking 4 in the morning, thumbs up. I'll be like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. So I don't. Yeah, you fools are up. Snow, laugh out loud. Nothing but accidents. You know what it is? Even though we don't get snow, I'm not gonna lie. We get rain, right? Dog, I drive in the rain like you wouldn't believe. I've seen people's eyes get big when the bus comes flying down the way. And like I tell my wife, she's like, slow the fuck down, because she sees me sometimes. And I'd be like, honestly, the bus is so fucking heavy, but I know the streets like the back of my hands, that I know when I'm gonna hydroplane, and I know when it's just wet. Like it's just wet, and the bus is so heavy that I got traction. But this is what happened to me the other day. So I'm rolling through the mall, I'm shooting around, right? And the ground is wet. So I'm thinking, not a big deal, right? So I do the turn right, I'm behind another bus, and I'm fucking almost crashing into this motherfucker. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why, right? So it turns out that in those little puddle of water was dirt. So it was nothing but fucking dirt all along the goddamn under the water. So it's like loose dirt. Dog, if you know anything about water, yes, you can hydroplane. If you have good tires or a big enough like heavy vehicle, you're fine. But when you have dirt in that motherfucker, you're gonna slide because now the ground's moving under the goddamn tire. I almost crashed. I fucking thank my lucky stars. Nothing happened. But yeah, I do shit like that. Let me back to the comments. Strange days. What's up, homie? Yeah. Uh, calm down, Sandra Bullock on speed. First off, I'm Keanu Reeves. Fuck it, I'm even the bad guy. I forget that big headed white fool. I don't know his name. I'm that guy, Sandra Bullock. Like I'm the cop. Fuck out of here. But yeah, like driving in the rain sucks. And what's crazy is that people drive the worst in the rain. Like, dog, you have a little ass car, right? Right? I understand because I've been driving the bus for like 8.5 years. I understand how it's moving, how the water's gonna affect it. These motherfuckers are nice ass cars, don't know how to drive. I've seen people just full on lose it. And here's a tip for anybody driving out there: you're fine. Decent tires, you're fine. Pay attention to the paint on the ground. If your ass jumps on that paint and you slow down, you're fucking sliding. There's no grip on the paint. You know, like when you're on top of the stop sign or the stop thing on the ground, if it's painted, whee, like you're going into another car, you better chill the fuck out. Driving snow, G. Honestly, I never have. I never, there's a real story about this shit. I don't know why I got serious. Like I'm gonna be sad, but it's a little sad if you think about it. So I grew up in the city, right? I grew up in Monte. I grew up in Rosemead. I grew up in downtown LA. Like I grew up in all these places. No goddamn snow to be found. No pool either. That's why I can't swim. So one time, my lady's brother, he was in the army, and he was like, "Yo, we're gonna do, or I'm gonna come back home or some shit," because he was in Afghanistan. So we shot over there to Washington. I ain't never been out of fucking California like that. I did go one time to fucking Florida and like Mexico, like everyone else, but I never went to up. I never went up north. So we went to Washington. A couple stories there, but the main one was when we went there. There was there could see all this little like debris falling, and I was like, "Oh shit! There's a huge ass building fire. Look at all this ash!" And my wife started laughing, and I was like, "Why is that funny? I bet you people died." She's like, "No, you idiot. That's fucking snow." And I was like, "Fuck out of here. we were up north by Mount Shasta, right? And I never seen snow. But if you ever seen snow, it also looks exactly, and I mean exactly, like a giant ass fire in the city when the debris starts falling. So I was like, nah, there's a building on fire. She's like, roll your window down. I said, fuck that, I'm gonna start choking because of the fucking air. She's like, just open the fucking window. So I roll the window down, and we're in an old car, by the way. I roll the window down, and I'm just like, whoa, like, this is fucking snow. So we had to pull over, and I touched it. I was standing around it, and I was like, I never seen snow before. She was wild. That's fucking crazy. Black Ice Slip and Slide. Shasta is awesome. Yeah. That fucking mountain, when I seen it on the freeway, I was just like mesmerized, dog. And that's just because I was always in the city. In the city, there's no goddamn mountains like that. The most I got was like the Azusa Canyon. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, look at how big it is. Fucking Mount Shasta was huge. I was like it was fucking huge. And then you don't go through it, you go around it. So we're just going around. I was like, man, this is fucking crazy. What you smoking on, fool? Ain't no snow like that here. I swear, that's how it looked like to me. I don't know if you ever been in the city, like you ever been in a little city, and there's like a giant ass building on fire, and there's just debris falling everywhere. That's what it looks like. It just looks like little flakes of white because of all the shit burning. It's just like, oh damn. And I thought it was debris. I thought it was ash. And she was like, no, that's snow. Anyways, another story of that was okay, so I never been out of California up there, right? So I went to Oregon. In Oregon, they don't let you pump your own gas. They have an actual person who helps you. So of course, like a dumbass, I'm standing there, and this guy comes over, and he's like, "Oh, I'll take that." And he tries to grab my fucking my wife's debit card. I said, "Get the fuck out of here!" And my wife was like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "This guy tried to grab my card." He's like, "No, no, no, you can't pump your own gas." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, you're not from around here, huh?" I was like, "No," which is funny because I was brown as fuck and everybody's white. So I was like, "Nah, I ain't from here." Like, it's like, "Oh, no, here in Oregon, we pump your gas. We don't. It's not a self serve." And I was like, "Oh, all right," because it felt weird to give someone your debit card to pump your gas. I never experienced that in my life. So this, like, put it like this: that trip, fucking, it blew my mind. I never been to any of that shit at all. Like it was just a culture shock to me because I had always been here. Or when you go to fucking Mexico, it's different. Like it's none of that shit was like Washington. That shit was like, whoa, it was real weird. I guess I'm gonna do traveling stories. Fuck it, I got more. Let's see. Shasta is a volcano, and Shasta Reservoir is filling up this year. Oh, dope. Yeah, I never knew that, dog. I just went out there and I was just like, just just mesmerized. Fool, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where you're so stuck in your city mentality of how to survive, how to act, how to deal with shit, that when you go see a fucking mountain or a volcano, you're just like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? And I think more people should experience that. Like if you have a lot of time just invested in the city and doing what you're doing and you just living your life, take that fucking minute to go out there and see that goddamn volcano because it is awesome. Like it's different. I like that shit. Like I was like, wow, I'm about to take my kids. I'm gonna tell the wife. I'm gonna tell the wife we're gonna go do some shit like that. So, anyways, another story I did. You know what? I went to New Mexico. This was cool. Me and my wife's friend and her boyfriend wasn't like, I don't have a polygamy relationship here. Me and her friend and her boyfriend, we went to New Mexico. Now, New Mexico's a little weird. Like, but driving over there, I had first seen some shit called. We drive through Needles, and Needles ain't got no goddamn. You think like a freeway? It has the lines. Needles is just a road with faded ass lines that nobody takes care of, and the road is shitty. So we're rolling through there. I'm driving. It's fucking crazy, and we finally get to like different places, and end up going to one of like just a gas station, right? But it's Flying J's, and I never seen no Flying J. But it was wild. Again, regular shit that I'm sure people use all the time. I was like, there's a fucking shower thing in here. Like, you could take a shower here. This fucking wild. I wanted to take a goddamn shower just so I could experience it. And they're like, We're gonna be there soon. Why would you take a shower? I said, because I've never taken a shower in a fucking truck stop. This is crazy, right? So we go through that shit, and then we end up in travel. G, it's awesome. It really is. It honestly is. Sometimes I get a little nervous. Like, am I the right color? And then what are the laws on taking guns across places? I'm just curious. That's all. So, anyways, we end up getting to New Mexico, and then I trip out because no one has grass. Every lawn is just rocks. There's just fucking rocks everywhere. So I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy. Like, how do you do that? So I found out that because of their drought and because it is a desert, it's like nobody has a fucking lawn. But it was a little more like Mexico and shit because I seen fucked up cars, no hoods, no nothing, like just weird shit. And I was like, damn, this place is wild. So, anyways, we end up going to club. We go clubbing, right? So I go, cool. And they're like, we're gonna go to Graham Central Station. And I go, that sounds hard. Like, I like that Graham Central Station. It was fucking weird. It was just the weirdest shit I've ever seen. So we end up going into this club, and Graham Central Station is not one club. It was like a big building with different sections of club. Weirdest shit I ever seen in my life. So one is you're in a club where they're dancing like salsa and cumbia, like bow, back, 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 right, or however that goes. And then the other one is like a main stage where they're dancing like "Don't Break My Heart, Mikey Breaky Heart," right? And then another side is like you have like the rap in the '90s and shit like that. So I was like, all right, like this is weird, this is crazy. We're in the like salsa area. Everybody's doing their thing. I don't dance. I'm just drinking. We go into like the honky tonk part, and I see two fat Native Americans. Nothing wrong with it, but these motherfuckers are real Native Americans. Got their little vest on, their bolo ties, fucking long mustaches, and they're just making out on the dance floor. And I was not ready for that. Like, I don't have a problem with anybody, dog. Love who you love, do what you do. But I was not ready for two fat Native Americans to be kissing with their long hair. Just it just threw me off. I was like, I was like, and then everybody's like, it's kind of like they're cowboyish, but they're in New Mexico. It was just weird. It was so weird, and just seeing all those different types, I think it expands your mind a little bit. Like you just trip out on all the cultures you cross through and all the people you see. Like it's pretty nice. Like it's different to be like, hey, I went to fucking New Mexico. For us, what was that like? It was like going to fucking TJ, but more country. I don't know how to explain it, but it was nice. It was nice to see that. It was nice to go there. Like that's just funny. Flying J is a truck stop G. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that. I just figured it was a gas station because you see everybody's putting gas. But when you go there, there's a shower. There's all kinds of. You could buy clothes. You could buy all kinds of shit. You can't do that at Arco. You know what I mean? You can't do that at Chevron, at fucking Valera or whatever the fuck you put gas at. So to see something that big, that's how much of a culture shock it was to me. I never been to these places. I never experienced these things. I've experienced a lot in my life, and yet there's still regular shit that I'm still experiencing. And I think that's interesting. Like when you go out there and you go enjoy the world, all these little things that you pick up, somebody's never experienced. And then there's things that you think that nobody's experienced, and it's their everyday shit. So I find it real interesting that we share that shit as people. Like you can. I told my wife this the other day. We're watching a movie, and they're in like Europe, and you know what's fucking crazy? There's a goddamn load of people that we're never gonna meet in our life that are on the other side of the world doing the same shit we're doing. And I was like, fuck, that's crazy, huh? And she was like, I don't like to think about that. So some people, it makes them feel small. Like, oh, the world is so big and I'm so little. But at the same time, if you're so little, why are your problems so big to you? I don't know. The world's so big, so many things that happen, but you're so small in the world. So why are you stressing so hard? It's turned into a seminar. Subscribe to my book. Now, I want to say this because I'm in my son's room and he's always talking shit because I'm in his room. But I set this motherfucker up so He owes me. I got two screens, only one that I'm using, and just to show you that it is his room, I have Thor's hammer. Goddamn, I almost hit myself in the face. Uh, yeah, this is cool. I got this off a guy on offer for like $20. He was like, "You want it?" I said, "Let me see it." They pulled this motherfucker out. I was like, "Yo, this is dope. $20 ain't bad." That's cool. I like that. Anyways, $20, guys. You guys want it? I'll sell it to you. Give me 30. And then we have other shit like we have Legos. I don't know. I'm just in this goddamn room. This is my son's imagination. I don't know why this guy's in here. This is real creepy. Honestly, look at this. Can it focus? It's just he's in like a jail for no reason. I don't know. I think I need to talk with that kid. Anyways, um, yeah, I don't know. It's just kid shit. Just dumb kid shit. All kinds of stuff. He's really good at this though. Honestly, he's not bad. Um, it's just like let me show you things. I'm, I'm gonna show you the funniest thing that I think he has, and it's supposed to be like a loving thing, but I just think it looks creepy. And it's this baby. It's supposed to be held by like by like Jesus or something. But it looks like a sex toy. Like I don't know. I'm gonna just put this back because F was gonna be pissed. Oh man, what's wrong with your back? I have hardcore sciatica. It shoots down my back, into my legs, and then sometimes it's hard to walk. Sometimes it fucking hurts. Shout out to my sister. She puts fucking what are those shits called? Those tins. I don't know if you know this. They're like those little packs. They're like little stickers, and you shoot them onto your fucking back, and then they shoot electricity in there. And if you put them too high, those motherfuckers feel weird. It feels like you're being electrocuted, and they're just used off of batteries. They're like regular little batteries, but they work. Shout out to the tens unit my sister got me. Yeah. When did you become? When did how you become friends? Strange days. It was a cold summer night. I was walking down the beach thinking about how I could use another fat friend in my life. Bam, Javier showed up. No, you know what it was? Me and him used to work at Kmart, and we did Kmart overnight. So I showed up. He had been there, right? Because he had just got out of jail a couple years ago, and he was trying to get his shit together. So he did overnight stocking. I was fucked up coming back from Palmdale, and I was like in between everything, right? So I had to go back to my mom's house, and I went to this fucking job, and they were like, "Yo, come get it." I said, "Cool." So I went over there, and Javier was the first person I met. So me and him were just we understood it. Like I grew up in Monte. He's like, "Me too." I said, "Cool." So then from that understanding, we kind of understood each other, and then after spending every night together, just pause that right there. We did spend a lot of nights together. Not like that though. After spending some time together, uh, what we would do is every night you would do your department, right? So at night, and be this before you had a lot of like iPods and shit like that. We were still rocking CDs. So what we would do is if you buy your CDs, you would get a radio from the fucking electronics section, take it in your department, fucking blast your music while you're putting your shit away. So over time, he was always listening to like Too Short and all that other shit, and then I was listening to shit like 50 Cent and all that other stuff. So we were kind of like, "Hey, I listen to that." And he was like, "I listen to your shit," and then we kind of just bonded over that. Then out of nowhere, one day he goes, "You ever heard of All Comedy Radio?" And I said, "Nah." So he puts on All Comedy Radio. This is real fucked up. We're not anti-Semitic as nothing, dog. This is to be serious. The joke on there is that this is a promo, and the guy goes, "Hey, are you gonna leave a tip?" He's like, "No, I don't think so." And the other guy's like, Why are you? He goes, why? Why are you being such a Jew? And then the other guy goes, the other guy goes, he goes, I don't find that funny. And then the guy goes, oh, come on, guy. Come on, Jim, tell him it's funny. And then the other guy goes, I don't find it funny either. It was not a comedy skit. It was a fucking commercial to stop anti-Semitism. But me and Javier were just cracking up. One, at the fact that that guy said that, what a dick. Two, at the fact that who does that? Who makes a fucking commercial like that? So, anyways, that was like one of those moments where we just click, became friends. That was it. And we've been friends ever since. It's almost fucking 30 years now. Sound like 20 something, but still almost 30. Get back to the comments. Let's see, Sinaloa. Here's a secret. Uncle Jess is Javier's little bro. Nah, I met Javier's little bro. They're awesome. I wouldn't want to be lumped in with them because you know, they'll fight you. But nah, I'm good. I know his family. We should go to his house. Um, yeah, man, he's just his whole family. He went to his dad's funeral. Like they know exactly who I am. I love his brother Greg. Man, Greg is such a fucking funny guy and such a just cool person. Like serious as fuck. Shout out to Greg if you're watching this, dog. Let me see. Strange. They met at a mannequin convention. Fuck, is there any mannequin pieces in here? Nah, I would have to talk with my son. Imagine. So what the fuck is this? Javier gave it to me. Nah, but imagine. I feel some kinky vibes coming on. Is that a personal thing or they're towards me? Guys, this isn't OnlyFans. This is just YouTube. That's cool, Uncle Jez. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is what it is, right? Javier was a hardcore gangster, right? I didn't meet him then. I met him when he already turned into the nerd you know and love. The dorky mannequin loving Javier. That's when I met him. That's when he was like, look in the glove box. Oh no, what the fuck is this? That's the Javier I know. That's the only Javier I've known. And I've known him for years. And I remember there was a time when because the way I am, I'm a little more animated, right? So I'm a little more off the cuff. I'm talking some shit. And his homies were way more gangster. And from him telling me, they were like, hey, what's up with your homie? Like he's kind of on one, like he's talking a lot. And Javier would just be like, oh, that's my dog. Anybody got a problem with that? Nope. So I mean, there's that like camaraderie that we have for each other. So I was like, man, that was my dog. Javier could say, let's murder someone right now. Not that we would, YouTube guidelines, but I'd be down for it because that's my dog. And they'd be like, oh, what about your family in this? I don't think you understand. I'm just lucky enough to have my family in the capacity that I do. I'm lucky enough to be here. I've always said I lived on borrowed time. And I feel like I was supposed to be done a long time ago just because life was so reckless and ridiculous. But we still here and we still do this shit. And now we're on live? It's fucking crazy. And now here I am talking to what? I don't know how many people here. Look at the comments. Look at I'm friends with a mannequin lover. Like, dog, I'm doing it big. I personally know a man who loves mannequins, in love with mannequins, dog. Like I feel like I made it. That's, that's how you know you made it. If your friends love mannequins, that's how you know you've made it. I was gonna be pissed. The sky is the limit. Yep. Who knows? We could probably move on to like. Imagine what would you guys do? Javier just like he starts off with mannequins, right? Then he moves on to like realistic sex dolls. And then bam, he ups it, right? I bet you anything, out of anybody here, anybody watching, anybody in the Nasty Crew, Javier would be the first one to have like a sex robot. That'd be cool. They'd be like, Javier, do you want to cover it in like glasses or anything? And it would say, no, I want the bare metal. I want it to feel like I'm getting busy with the Terminator. man. Oh man. Are you ready? Incredible Javier. Yeah, come over here. Come over here, Dollbot. Well, didn't you pick up dead bodies too? No. Uh I didn't pick up dead bodies. That was Nick. Nick fucking I felt bad for Nick. You know, I was always the one like I had every job. I didn't wait for shit. So if it was like I'm gonna go scrub toilets or paint houses or cut trees or cut grass or fucking throw trash or work at a staffing agency, dog, I had to go. But Nick had a better opportunity to go pick up dead bodies. And the only reason it was better is because it paid better. It paid much better and he had to wear a suit. I don't know why that matters. It doesn't matter what you wear for work, but I think a suit's pretty fancy. So, anyways, this fool, I felt bad for him because he would go and pick up like babies and children and shit, and he would just smoke weed like a fucking monster, like just to get that shit out of his mind. And I was like, nah. He's like, dog. He goes, the day that ruined me. He goes, you pick up children, like that's really sad, right? Because his children die, and it's a tough thing to have to go pick up their bodies. But this motherfucker said that one guy he got ran over by a steamroller. If you know steamrollers, those giant ass fucking wheels, they're meant to do like pavement and shit. Like they even out the ground. They fucking ran the guy over, and he had to pick him up in a sheet like a baking sheet. It was a whole guy's body was in this big ass sheet because he's fucking dead. Like he was beyond recognition. Like he was just crunched up puddle of fucking piss and shit and blood. Like I felt so bad for Nick. Like I was like, damn, that's fucked up, though. And he did that job for a while. And yeah, I don't know if I could do that, dog. Like I'm a lunatic myself, but there's something about, and I'll be honest with you, if I had to pick up the guy that was flattened, I don't think I have a problem. But I can't fuck with picking up no kids. That shit would kill me. I have a soft spot in my heart for children because you know they're good. They're still innocent. You know they're living their fucking lives. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could just pick up a child and you know it was cut short like that. That shit would probably stick with me for too long. So I know it happens. I know there's cops out there. I know there's people that have to clean up the scene. I know there's people pick up the body. I know there's the people at the morgue that have to throw them and incinerate them or get them ready for the viewing. But I can't. There's things in this life that you don't need to do. That's one of those things I don't think I can do. And I'm the kind of person I'll do crazy shit just for work. Nothing gay. Nothing gay. I know I got a gay homie out there. Nothing gay. The neighbors are probably like, what the fuck is he talking about? No, José, no sé qué dijo. Dijo gay. Algo gay. Oh my god. My bad. My bad. Oh man. No, I wouldn't last in that business. I'm telling you, Mac Daddy 760. Does Javier call you daddy? Does he call you daddy or Mac? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Mac. You're Mac now. Mac tonight. I'm gonna call you Mac tonight. There's no fucking way I'm calling you Mac Daddy. That feels a little close to the edge there. Damn, I've been on for 33 minutes, 34 minutes already. Yo, shout out to the rest of you hanging out with me. Now we know how you hurt your back. Blame it on the nerve. Blame it on the sunshine. Blame it on the moonwalk. Blame it for a good time. Blame it on the children. Ignore that. No Michael Jackson jokes, my man. Nah, but you know what happens? My back fucking kills me. And dog, there was a point where like walking and shit, my motherfucking side would just tighten up, and I'd be like, oh, just walking to the goddamn car, I wanted to cry and shit. I was like, fuck, dog, this shit sucks. And I remember thinking, like, man, I need to take some fucking muscle relaxers and some drugs. And then around that time, the DOT came out with, you can't take fucking Norcos anymore. And I was like, fucking bastards, dog. Because that's what it is. If the DOT tests you, it's done, dog. They find the drugs in you, they take your license or other stupid shit, or they find you. I don't know, but I know it's bad, so I'd rather not. This is my livelihood. This is how I fucking pay for all this shit and take care of my kids. So I gotta do what I gotta do. Let me see. He's not here from the Nasty Crew. He's your G fan. Who, Mac Daddy? Jesus Juice? My bad. Calling him Mac tonight. We're calling him Mac tonight. We're not calling him Mac Daddy. It's beyond me. It's some shit between him and his old lady. Old man. I don't know. No judgment here. I welcome you all. But yes, Jesus Juice. That's what he was giving the fucking children. What a weirdo. Let's see. This fool karaoke. Karaoke James. Yeah, see, I'm multi fucking talented, dog. Wino James, Cholo James, Emo James, Champagne James, Karaoke James, Big D James. You know, all these nicknames that people have given me throughout the years. I get it, dog. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. You know, respect. I am not non-binary. Oh, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't want you guys to attack me here. I don't know what the fuck that means. My daughter was trying to explain it to me the other time of what non-binary is, but I don't know what it means. So I'm not gonna comment on it. But good for you. I'm proud of you, Mac, tonight, for being non-binary. I don't know what that is. I'm being honest. I have no idea. I think it means that you just with the ladies. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one alone because I don't know. I try not to speak on shit I don't have an idea or can just give a solid opinion on. Tocayo. Mannequin James. Ah, no. That's Javier's shit. He wishes, though. He probably fucking wishes that in that glove box. You know what I saw in that glove box? I'm finally going to tell you guys. It wasn't no adult stuff. It was pictures of Javier with mannequin parts. What is this? Anyways, so stupid. Oh man, Chapo James. Okay, that was just at Benny. I did sell weed for a little bit. You know what? I had that story too. I don't know if I ever told you the story. You know what? Comment if you want to hear the weed story. Let's see, Mr. Lust. I like that one. That was pretty hard. Simone Straight Shooter. Orale, Mac tonight. I feel that shit. Sometimes ladies, to me at least, and to you, you gotta have a lady companion. There's no fucking other way around it. That's just a good time. Sorry. Feel how you feel. Do what you do. But to me, that's how I feel. Big tears and little tears. Oh, that's Javier. Dog. I don't know why Javier does this weird shit. Like he says things, and instead of saying a definitive no, he'll give you a maybe. So it's always a possibility. Like he'll be like, yeah, you know, blah, 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 right? And then he'll turn around and go, I kind of am not into that. It's like, why don't you just say no, fool? So he'll be like, what does he say? He'll say some shit like, yeah, could you imagine that guy slapping your cheeks, bending you over? And then he'll go, I kind of can't imagine that. Who does that? Why don't you just say no, fool? Like, why do you go into, I kind of am not into being slapped around and called Shirley. So, yeah, I don't know. Javier's a weird guy. Next time, you need to drop the link for Javier's mannequin website. Hector, what are you trying to see, though? Trying to see where he gets his little bits and pieces. Stress weed story. All right. So this is what I used to do, right? Me and this guy named Salvador. I used to sell weed for him in Hollywood because I used to go to Hollywood High School. Terrible way to jump into high school and then leave high school. So I used to go to Hollywood High School. My mom was dropping me off all the time, so I got into smoking weed. So I was like, "Yo, how do I get this weed right?" Because my mom's not giving no fucking money. So I end up hitting this guy named Salvador, and Salvador's like, dog, I got you, fool. I slang that shit. He was from Hangout Boys. So one time me and him went down to his house out on Broadway, and he was like, dog, I'm gonna hook this shit up, right? So I was like, cool. So me and him start slanging weed, and they're just nickel bags, dime bags, dub sacks, and shit like that. I would sell to the point where this fool he wouldn't have the money, right? We would run out of the shit, and he'd be like, "Dog, I don't have any feta to actually give you. Take a couple sacks." So I said, "Cool." I would smoke some, and it got to a point where I would have extra sacks. So I'd be like, "I'm gonna tell my aunt, Joe's, take this shit with you," and then she'd be like, "All right." But I would go to her house, so I would put weed sacks around her house that were hitting me because her and her friend would always smoke them. So next thing you know, we're going to TJ to go see my uncle. I'm like, cool. I haven't seen my uncle in a while. I love him, right? Fucking Joe's. We end up right before we cross the border, right, to go see him in TJ. She goes, "Hey, fool, I gotta tell you something." I said, "What happened?" She goes, "My mom found your weed." And I said, "Fuck, Joe's like, so I'm in trouble with grandma." And she's like, "No, I stood up for you." And I was like, "Oh, for real?" It's like, damn, my aunt's solid. She goes, "No, I stood up for you towards my mom, but I couldn't stand up to my brother." And I was like, "What?" So your uncle knows that you sell weed and that you left it at her house, and we're about to go over there, so he's probably gonna fucking talk to you. And I was like, "Oh god." So to my grandma, she didn't know that it was my weed, but to my uncle, he knew it was my weed. So now here I am, and it was fucking ridiculous, dog. And I quit just for them, just because this is my uncle. Like, obviously she couldn't stand up to him. We have a lot of respect for my uncle, so I was like, dog, all right, man. But you should have seen him, man. Like, just watching the disappointment in his eyes. I don't know if you have like older Mexican family who's like they try to live like a true life. Like he works in like a little store, takes care of his family, and he doesn't do drugs, he doesn't drink. He's like a fucking nomad Mormon type of guy. He's not a Mormon though, but you get what I'm saying, like a kind of like clean living guy. So I was like, yeah, man. He goes, ¿Tú crees que no quiero un toque? ¿Tú crees que no miro a la gente en la calle? Ahí fumando. You know how it is. You get fucking yelled at. I think I was like, I think 14. Yeah, I was 14. So, anyways, that's the weed story. That my aunt fucking hooked me up against my grandma and then fucking let me down against my uncle. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where I just did things. I never thought about it. I just did things. The guy's like, "Hey, you want to sell weed?" I said, "Well, I smoke weed. Fuck it. Let's go." Then I end up in weird places and doing weird shit. Not on my knees or anything like that. Nah, no, chalice. But, just regular shit. So that's the weed story. And that's why I never sold that shit again. And, oh, you know what happened? So I smoked weed for a while, right? Having a good time. Got better weed as I got older, right? Around 18 years old, it sounded even worse. It was me, Carlos, and Rogelio. Rogelio's a paisa guy, like real paisa guy from Mexico with like the Ed Hardy shirts, like just real paisa. This motherfucker would go out and drink and do all that shit. Like we are 18, we are doing all that things. But what ended up happening was I was smoking regular cigarettes and weed. Like I got to the point where I was just doing both. And me and this fool, we all shared like a room and we had a shared bathroom. And there was a back family and they were paisa, but they were like the whole family of paisas. And then there was just us three. So we're making cash and that man was just providing his whole family, but we shared that bathroom. So when I was smoking, we're chilling, blah, blah, I go home, I'm by myself, everybody was gone. I go to take a shower and there's two doors. There's the shower and then there's two doors where you go in this way and that way, right? So when they would come in, they would lock this door. So cool. When we would come in, we would lock this door so they can't come in. I didn't lock the door because I didn't give a fuck. I would go in the shower, dog. I had a fucking asthma attack in the shower, butt ass naked. I'm wheezing. I think I'm gonna die. Javier. no, no, not Javier, not Javier. He looked like Javier, but it wasn't Javier. The Spicer Man, I think his name was Javier, actually. He fucking burst in and I'm butt ass naked. And he's like, todo está bien. And I'm like just fucking wheezing. I'm almost dying in this motherfucker. The water's hitting me. I'm like, I'm about to collapse. And he walks and he goes, you need a glass of water? The fucking water is hitting me. And he asked me for a glass of water. I was like, oh no. So I'm butt ass naked, right? The guy comes in and he's like, you all right? You all right? So, anyways, I stop fucking fucking hyperventilating, right? And I'm able to catch my breath, and I'm like, oh, I'm cool, like I'm cool. He was, you sure? I'm like, yeah. And I'm embarrassed, dog, because one, I'm having a fucking asthma attack. I'm 18 years old and I'm butt ass naked, right? So I'm like, no, I'm cool, like don't worry about it. So I go in our little living room, right? And I get dressed right away, and I call my mom, like, hey, come pick me up because I think I'm gonna die. And so she comes over, and as I'm getting ready, and she comes over, I have another fucking asthma attack. So I was like, well, what the fuck? So after that, she ended up picking me up. The ambulance showed up, and of course, I had no money, so I said, "Fuck that shit." I just walked off the street. My mom picked me up. We took off, right? So I was stuck with her for a couple of days, just to make sure that I didn't fucking just have a full on asthma attack and die, because I was really fucking up. So after that, I just left weed for fucking years. I never touched that shit. I don't smoke that shit. And now that I have to work as a DOT driver because they check you and shit, I have more reason not to. You know what I mean? But sometimes, not gonna lie, that fucking the way weed is expanded, fuck, I want to so bad, dog. They got edibles, they got fucking the cartridges, they got the ointments, they got how you get however the fuck you want. And I can't touch none of that shit. And in a way, I keep reminding myself, don't fucking forget that day when you were butt ass naked as an adult man and another bison man ran in on you and almost saved your ass. So that's it. That's why I can't smoke weed anymore or do any of that. Not gonna lie though, I did fuck up and I was smoking weed later on in life. But that was years ago. All this shit is old, dog. Like that's woo. Those are memories. Let's see. Let's get back to the comments. I let me know on that one for a while. So let's see. So we can go live with you. I think I have to find out how to do that, but I'll do it. I'll do it. He stood up for you halfway. That was my aunt. Telling you, tripping. Simone, they like it. They like it going to take a lot to regain Uncle's trust. Yeah. You know what it is though? I think because I left it that day and the way I carry myself in my life, I don't got no problem. Like, put it like this: if you don't believe me and you don't stand by my word because of who I am, I'll just stop fucking with you. And I think that if you really understand who I am, I don't have any malice intent towards anybody. So if I said I didn't do it, I didn't do it. If I said it, I did it. I did it. But if I didn't and you don't believe that, you got to exit my book. And that's how I kind of interact with everyone in my life. Like, hey, dog, you don't interact with me. You don't believe what I say. I'm the most noble motherfucker. That's right, noble motherfucker. You know. And if you don't rock with that, dog, I don't know what to tell you. You ain't got no trust in me. Leave. That's all I can say to people, because if you carry yourself right, and somebody else thinks that you don't, dog, peace. That's all I can say. So, anyways, let's see. Oh, you said it. Yeah. That Uncle Jespar fucked up. The look my grandpa gives on the daily. Should have been like, tengo asma, don. You know what it was, dog? I hopefully no one's ever gone through an asthma attack, but you don't know how to fucking think. You're not getting no goddamn oxygen to your brain. I feel like I'm not getting any right now. But yeah, like you're not comprehending. I'm just butt ass naked. Like I don't know what to do. Save me, Miguel. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to do. We got it all now. Oh man, the three guy story as an attack. Oh man, already laughing for that. Oh, what's up, little Tay Tay, little KK, little Ray Ray? Bending over on the street to get that pay. Yeah. Oh man, that was good though. Free concert. Um, you know what it was? It was that it was three young guys that just were tired of living with everyone. Everyone like I didn't want to live with my mom. I don't want to live with nobody. Well, first off, I couldn't go back there, but I didn't want to live on another couch. I wanted to have a little place where I could just be by myself. But that didn't work out because shit's expensive. I'm over here working at Sears. What the fuck am I gonna live? Carlos was tired of his fucking family. He wanted to live on his own too. And then Rogelio was just some paisa guy that we knew who just he was the kind of guy who would just like show his dick print to girls and act like that was okay. Like, hey, like what you see, like those paisa guys are just like they like pissing back at cards, like just dirty ass paisa guys who just don't give a fuck. They hit on the white girls, they don't give a fuck. They can't even speak the English, but they're hitting on them. That kind of guy. So he was cool as fuck. Rogelio, I don't know what happened to him. Shout out to him if he ever watches this or whatever he's doing in life. Good luck to him. But it was just three guys, no bed. We all slept on the floor. We just had our blankets and shit. And then my dad hooked us up with like a little stove, a little what is it called? A fucking fridge. And then we ended up having food because my friend Carlos used to go to the food bank and they would give you eggs and like bread and shit like that. And I remember thinking at the time, like, oh shit, we're poor. But we were. And shit helps. Like honestly, it does. It's like you ain't got no goddamn money. There's wieners and fucking eggs in there. Go make you a fucking sandwich. Like you're straight to go, dog. You're still surviving another day, which is a point in the end. Let me see the thing. Let's see. Cricket is in the story, or is that another time? No. That was just the whole thing was me. You should have told your Theo the weed belonged to Jimmy Q the mannequin. This was before all that. This was before Javier's depraved ways into plastic love. Let me see. Crix is your air supply. No, that didn't work out. So you've been watching for a while. Don't act like you just walked in, Lil Ray. You fucking ass. Don't start the homosexuality. James loves the mushroom print. No, I do not. I don't even look at that shit. Shout out to Deadly. He looks at that shit. Dabs. Honestly, I feel like if I was to have a real dab, I'd die. I would just explode. Like my heart would just, like I would just fucking die. There's no way I would survive off that shit. I see, I used to see fucking what's his name when he would be like fucking to heat up the dabs and I'll be like, God damn, like there's no way. Might as well smoke crack at that point. Let's see, no bed, but you slept bunk bed style. Hey, you gotta stay warm in the winter, all right? Body heat's the best way to do that. No, I mean, I'm be honest with you. It was a different time. I was a different guy. No, but it was fun. Like I am not gonna lie. If you're 18 years old, I know a lot of the people that come from Javier shit. Like some of y'all went to jail at that time. I was just living street to street, fucking couch to couch, just trying to exist. That shit was funny though. I taught a Paisa guy some English. Yeah, they're real receptive. Like the Paisa fools are real receptive to that shit. Like they really pick up on all that. But the thing is, and this is what I was telling Javier too. I grew up thinking I was like that because I would have all these jobs that no, and they would tell me too. Nobody with papers has the jobs that I had. They would tell me all the time, like, "Hey, fool, this job is for us, dog. Go get you another job." And I'd be like, "Fool, I gotta eat too." And they're like, "Yeah, but we're killing ourselves out here because this is all we got. You speak English, you have papers. Get the fuck out of here, fool." And I never understood that until I got older. Then I was like, I do have a lot of opportunities I'm not using. My bad. But yeah, I'd be out there with all them fucking fools that from Honduras, from fucking Guatemala, from all these places, and they're coming all the way over here just working like a meat packing factory. Not like Little Ray. He works for another kind of meat packing factory, but that's different. You know what I mean? But these out in Commerce, that's where I used to work. Sterling Meat Packing. Terrible job. Terrible fucking job. Let me see. Uh he told the white girl, "You look yummy." See, you know what I'm talking about. Paisa fools do shit like that. They'll just walk up to girls like, "Hey, órale, ¿te gusta el chorizo?" And then she'll be like, "Ugh." But you know what? It must work. It must work. I have a good story. Then I gotta go. But James was pumped and dumped. Little Ray, stop it. Enough about your Friday nights. I have a good story where one time we went to this lady's house. We were doing closets by design, which means it was Closet World. We go in your house and make closets, and there was a fuckload of like expensive closets, right? And they always send like two paisa guys to install thousands of dollars worth of fucking closets because they were paying us $6.75 an hour. So we show up one time, and this is white lady, and she goes, "Okay, everything's here." She just gets down to her thong, just a white woman, very nice white looking, in a fucking thong, ass out, just all the little curves, the little dimples in her back. I was looking, not gonna lie. And I remember thinking, like, damn, fool, she wants something with you. And I was saying it to the guy I was working with. He's like, nope, she don't want jack shit with you. And I was like, come on, dog. He goes, trust me, go talk to her. And I said, come on, fool. He's like, go talk to her. I said, all right. But if she ends up tearing my clothes off, that's on you, fool. So he goes, all right. So I go over there and I'm like, excuse me, miss. This bitch puts like she was outside, she puts her book down, looks over at me with just like the you know how you look at the dog, like when the dog takes a piss on the rug or on the couch or something, and you're just like, ugh. Just like that. That's how she looked at me. And she goes, what? Now like, oh, we just need your input on the thing down there. She goes, I don't know how to do all that. My husband set all that up. So then I was like, oh, okay, well, we'll just see what we do. And I just walked away because that's my excuse. We didn't have a real thing. So I walked down there and I was like, hey, fool, she don't want nothing with us. He goes, fool, you think that she got down to her underwear because, oh shit, here's two men in her house? She looks at us as two dogs in her fucking house. She don't give a fuck. She could walk, she take a shit in front of you. You're nothing to her. And I was like, damn, fool, that's fucking harsh. She goes, you're a fucking brown guy in a white woman's house. Get over it, dick. This is who we are. And I was like, damn, that one hurt, fool. Like, that shit hurt. Like, as a man, you're like, nah, nope. That bitch looked at us like we were nothing because it was class. It wasn't about physicality or ability. It was just class, and we were trash to her, and that's how the fuck she conducted herself. And I know this because the door rings, and it's her friend. That bitch got dressed right away, and then answered the door, and then sat and talked to her friend. And I was like, damn, that's fucking dirty. We're not even dogs to this bitch. So I'm telling you, I've been around, dog. We've been doing this shit. All right, I'm gonna get to the last comments and we're out. Little Ray said he loves me. All right, man, it's weird. You sure Rogelio's name wasn't Little Ray Ray? I would not live with Little Ray Ray. Little Ray Ray's the kind of guy that you don't want to sleep around. Like you'll end up just, you know what I mean? Like he's the kind of guy that put the dick on your shoulder and then act like it's funny, and then you're like, yeah, but why is it hard? And then he's still laughing, but really, he has other motives. You know what I'm saying? Like he's creepy. I guess what I'm saying is Little Ray's a predator. I was just fucking around. Just fucking around. Uh, Shout out to Little Ray, aka Special Guy 29. But I gotta get going, guys. I got shit to do. We did a full fucking hour, and there was at least like two of you in here the whole time. So shout out to you guys. Strange Days. I'm sorry. Can't wait to see the 69th Street cartoon. I think that's what Javier's working on. I'm down to write all of it. I love seeing what that fool puts together. And once he gets our voices on it, it's shit's funny. But for reals, I gotta go, guys. I don't know how to end this shit. Maybe I'll just say con mucho, mucho, mucho amor. Not at all. That's all I got.